So we are back here in our regular camera angle, gonna play a regular game. Just kidding, losers. We're here. We're playing Tetris. We're in the weird camera angle. It's time to play. Was that too high energy of an intro? Probably. That's not my specialty. We're gonna chase a win today. It's probably been since that first one I recorded, and that was like, what, a week or two ago now? I'm not feeling super warmed up, but that's what game one is for. It's not for winning, it's for getting the old finger, the old wigglers waggling. The old fingers waggling. So that's what we're gonna do. I am being silly and looking at the wrong screen. Isn't that funny? Now I'm looking at the right one. Oh, and I don't like what I see. Okay, I am so brutally out of practice. All right, hold on. Let's go a little wild here for a minute and try and set things right. So we've got a few things that will help us out coming, but also a few things that will not help us out coming, such as these. So we have to start making a couple platforms for those squares because you cannot just be getting cursed by these squares over and over again. Yeah, there we go. We need a nice spot for them. Is this gonna? I hope this doesn't become like a trend, like me having a terrible opener to game one, because I prefer if my heart rate went from like, what's a normal heart rate? I don't even want to say what I was gonna say because I feel like I'm gonna sound so stupid for anyone that knows what a heart rate is. Let's say, like, you know, average heart rate is what? 70 beats per minute? I want to go from 70 to like 80, then 90, and so on, and you'll finish up high instead of having a bad opener and going from, say, 70 to a really raised heart rate like 130. I hope these are medically accurate numbers. I have to assume, because if they're not, I'm not gonna look super smart here. So we settled in a little bit. We have some junk I want to get rid of here, but largely speaking, like, I'm not in a panic right now. It was certainly looking worse than it is now for a moment there. But as we all know, that as soon as I say something like that, I'm gonna get just absolutely hammered with lines that I can't clear. So, alright, here we go. So we're gonna get rid of this junk here. Or just about rid of the junk here. I didn't quite set that up properly, but that's fine. I'm gonna use that line, which isn't ideal right now, but I really do just want to sort of get a clean board, which we've more or less got now. I've done it again where I've set myself up with that, with nowhere to put a square, and when you do that, now that is gonna take some work to fix, and we are not in a good spot, folks. I don't want to call anything too early, but that specifically, at that specific moment in time, was absolutely not the play to make. But we always have a few options. So let's think ahead here. We've got an orange coming, and we've got a green here that'll work. Again, we gotta keep places for squares, and there we go, blue, and that's fixed. We can get rid of that too. An upside down one of those ought to work. And we're sort of back into manageable territory, despite a pretty big hawk up there. Okay, and that's a KO. Oh, I have 4 KOs. I'm in 29th. Wow, okay, well, see what just happened there, where I decided I would, you know, cockily look at the scoreboard. Well, now have this big dumb miss drop I have to deal with. We can eat some of that away, though, without too much trouble. Okay, it's another KO. I'm liking the number of KOs I have. I am not liking the way I'm playing. I still don't, like I said, my finger wigglers have not settled in yet, so let's just keep Ooh, that isn't what I wanted to do. I wanted to do... That was my first, like, my gut reaction was to put it where I did put it. But then I thought of a better spot, but I had already committed with my... my hands had committed when my mind had not yet. Okay, we're still doing alright. This isn't so bad right now. I don't know where we're at score-wise. Again, I know last time I looked we were 29th or something. But then I felt like I was cursed the second I looked and I did a bunch of missed drops. So I'm going to keep my eyes away from there for now while we try and set up a nice board for ourselves and keep the garbage off the table. Okay, that's not so bad. I do feel like we're getting up there. I can tell, I mean, just by the speed the pieces are going, that like we're close to the maybe top 10. But I do not have an exact answer on that yet. And I may never get one before I've been eliminated here if I don't get a few pieces that I need. I do need that. I'm going to play that there, which is not ideal, but I'm going to spin that around. I didn't want to do what I'm doing now, but I have to do it because I painted myself into a corner a little bit. Do I have a piece coming that I can actually use? I don't really. That's a shame. What is that, 9th? 10th place. Well, top 10 is pretty much like what I aim for every time, so if we're talking about pure warm-up round here, getting these crackly fingers going, then, you know, top 10, there's nothing wrong there. I want to say, like, as long as I finish top 10 in these videos all the time, I'll be happy, but I don't know if that's necessarily true, you know, I want to show you guys high-level Tetris play. I don't want to just be a top 10er. I don't want to only just be a top 10 player. So let's see what we can do about that this game. I do feel like I had a decent shot that game. It's just that I got slammed on a little too hard, right at the end. You know, sometimes you have a good board position, which I kind of felt like I did, but the other player just has too many KOs or has too many lines that they can clear all at one moment, so I didn't really get the chance to actually play out that board position I was in. I just kind of got smashed, so that'll happen. Not always anything you can do about it, but what matters is how you respond, as the sports folk would say. These pieces are a little bizarre. I mean, yeah, we've got Tetrises here, but I've got such a staunch pyramid. Such a staunch sort of, such a difference between my right side and my left side for a little while there, but we sort of figured it out. Not so tough. I need square spaces. Oh, that's not an advertisement, but could be if Squarespace wants to talk. And this perfect Squarespace brought to you by Squarespace. Okay. So far, I'm feeling good about this game. I feel like I'm, you know, got my brain is moving quickly. It's moving in the way I got pieces and you know, spots to put everything. I'm not... Uh-oh. No, that works out. A little lucky there, but, you know, luck is, sometimes luck is about how hard you work. I don't know. This is not too shabby. Again, okay, yeah, we're here. This will work. So what? I feel like I'm slightly too zoned in on the game and not allowing myself to sort of relax and just play. So what should I? Let's maybe just slow it down a little bit. I'm just gonna try and not drop as fast for a minute or two here. If I'm granted that privilege by by the other players, which clearly I am not being, because I was immediately starting to get attacked when I did that. but I do think there's some merit in that type of play. When I get the chance to do it, I like to sort of let my drops kind of float down instead of doing these big hard drops all the time, because one, you're more error prone if you're only doing hard drops ever, but two, it does, like, it slows down the pace of the game, right? It lets you sort of get a breather when if I'm too zoned in or too zoned out or whatever, it centers me on the game again. Okay, so we've got some good clearance here. A couple of garbage lines gone. Again, it's just sort of an awkward board, but I guess that's the name of the game, right? It's dealing with awkward boards. Okay, this is not bad. I feel like I'm spending spending too much of these past couple of games saying that things are not bad. Rarely am I calling things good, or going well. Which, you know, you do. I hit moments like these, right? But even still, I just kind of feel like I'm not quite breaking through. I only have 2 KOs, top 20-ish, 21. Okay. See, I had even forgotten to look at the score that whole time, so I think that actually is a good thing for me, because again, if I'm too aware of what's going on, then I'm gonna lose my cool. Alright, so that actually is a nice spot for them to give me garbage, because I didn't really have anything set up, but now I do. Let's put that there. We need a red one on this side. I've got no good spots for a square right now, but I can burn those out until I do. I can just stack them over there for a minute. That purple is perfect. Green is good there. Blue is good there. Again, we're not really where I want to be. I need a blue. I'm gonna take my blue stick instead of a blue L, because I didn't want to risk it when we're top 16 here. I don't want to risk having I don't want to wait too long for pieces if I don't have to. It would have been optimal to get a blue stick there, but it wasn't necessary. Or optimal to get a blue L there, but it wasn't necessary, so why not just use the stick and keep my board low rather than waiting for something too perfect. Alright, so now at this point I'm not doing any hard drops. I'm just gonna let things fall. That's kind of my basic strategy. It always has been, but I just remembered that I should actually say that to you guys. If you're somebody that's watching these hoping to get better at Tetris 99, you know, as good as I am. Mr. 1 win in 3 weeks. So, you know, if you want to win one game every 3 weeks, then listen to my strategies, which are, when you're top 13, stop hard dropping and just sort of let them fall where you need them. I need a square. I don't need a square. Again, this is me saying, you know, optimally I'd have a square there. That's Jaina just ripping up a chair. She does this digging thing where when she jumps on like a couch or onto a chair, she sort of digs as though she's making a hole. But she's not. She's just sort of making herself comfortable. She's actually never damaged anything in our house by doing that somehow, so I applaud her for that. She's very gentle, despite the fact that it doesn't sound like it. Either she's gentle, or we just have incredibly tough furniture. Both could be true. Okay, so where are we falling now? We're top 5, which I like. And I feel like we're in a fairly strong board position again. Only 2 KOs though, which could really become an issue if we have to start really slogging it out with someone. But so far I feel good. Let's take a Tetris. Let's use that square space because we don't have a better one. Again, blue L is nice here. We've got another good spot for a square there, and a not quite Tetris, but a mostly Tetris we can take. Let's get that L on that side, and let's just sort of build and try to play smart here. Again, the things that really sink me towards the end of matches are almost always when I don't leave a good spot for a square. Because they can just be so devastating to your board if you don't have a real place to put them. So, I think as long as I'm trying to keep that in mind, I will do better than when I'm forgetting to do that. So I'm going to try and make a conscious effort, especially right now and while I'm talking about it and going forward, to continue to do that. Okay, I'm liking our positioning, but I just got a lot of badges there, which is very good. That'll help, for sure. See, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. I had nowhere to put that square, and now I'm kind of nervous about what's to come if I can't move quick enough here. Sugar. That was not what I wanted, but that actually works out. I'm actually very lucky here, so I'm going to get to clear all of those, and I've got a blue one coming. That's ideal. I'm going to stick that there, that down the side. Let's use this quickly. Let's build out sort of a Tetris, a little mini Tetris if we can here. Mini Tetris doesn't exist. But let's sort of build towards, like I'm saying, let's just build towards something. Try to keep holding these blue squares if I can, which I can't because I don't have much else to do here. I'm fighting for the win right now, I believe, right? So that was a huge hubris misdrop because I went over to look at the scoreboard and there I was, just completely misdropping. Oh, that's brutal. That is not good. That's going to be really tough if he can get out of this at all. That's going to be a tough fix because that's a deep well, as they call it in the biz. Okay, I do have a blue stick coming, and I've got another blue L there that'll slot in. Oh, I did not think I was gonna get that one, but hey. Alright. Yeah, first we got the other two in the top three, which is nice. Alright. Let's call it. That was great to get a win finally again, and to actually have it recorded too. That's nice. So you can all see how good I am. Everyone can be super happy with my excellent play there. And yeah, so thanks for checking in. Maybe let me know, if you want two games or 3 games. I don't really know what length to shoot for with these, but maybe if we're on a roll some days we can go a little further. But a 10 and a 1, that's a 5 average. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Average doesn't matter because I won. So that's a big win. And yeah, I'll see you next week with more Tetris.